Welcome back to another episode of Deal Me In. I love having you guys every episode. So, hey, I was with my cousin this weekend, right? And we were in the car. And so you know how like somebody shows you something on their phone and it's like, haha. And so anyway, so she showed me this news post. I don't know how current it was. It must have been there was one that was current actually. And this is 4th of July weekend. Okay. So there was one that was current, and then there's one she said she saw before. I will not name her, but I of course fact checked. So it was like something that we laughed at, but me being me, I'm like, okay, it's funny, but like, where is this? Like, why did this start? Like, why is this rumor going? Like, what is this? So, there is something that, like, where it observed, like, the second zombie finding. Okay, wait. So, like, it's the second zombie finding, right? So there's apparently been another zombie, and this is from like pandemic. I'm not gonna say I don't know what they want, whatever, but we all know it's from the infection from like the pandemic or whatever. So well, not infection, but you know what I mean. Anyway, so I don't know, are there zombies that have come to since? No, just kidding. So I actually dug deeper into it. And this episode, I am taking you guys on a little journey with me so we can figure out exactly why they're saying what they've said, right? So the CDC, I found on the CDC website, which is the Center for Preparedness and Response. It's the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. That's what the CDC is. But so anyway, they made a preparedness response for zombie preparedness. So basically what they're saying is that there are all kinds of emergencies and they just want to prepare for it, for a possible zombie apocalypse. So this is literally on the CDC's website. So you guys can go and get yourself educated on a little zombie preparedness. So anyway, so what they're saying is basically, I guess it wasn't this site. Darn. I must have looked somewhere else for it. Anyway, so they basically were saying how these strands are created, the variants are created from the main strain of COVID-19. Basically, in a nutshell, these different strains act separately and basically interact with other hosts in different ways to where it triggers your like your neurological functions in your brain to where it's kind of like you're in a zombie state. They're basically saying how you are usually tired and like low energy when you're sick, and with the virus you are more energized. Like your body doesn't, you guys don't have to look it up. I'm not giving you like cold hard 100% facts, but I'm giving you guys information so that you can go and educate yourselves. That's the thing my mom used to always do to me. Like, she would tell me a little bit and not the whole thing. She would be like, go and read it, go and look it up, go and find out. Like, really? So anyway, so I'm telling you all to go and look this up for yourself. Get your own opinion or whatever, but it literally is on the CDC. That part I can tell you for sure. But as I was reading and researching, what I gathered was basically that it has some dealings with like your mind and how all that works, and basically saying that with the virus acts very differently from how you usually are when you're sick, and so these different strains are like interacting and mingling to the point where it's starting to affect brain function more, and people are, in a sense, brain dead. Now, this one said a guy came back from life. The news story my cousin she showed me was some guy came back from the dead. Now, I have not gone on to look into that in any more detail. I don't even think I want to know the truth, if there is any to it. So, just don't tell me, unless there are 10 or more people, then I need to go into full battle mode and kind of get my Walking Dead regimen going there. So anyway, yeah. So you guys go look that up. It was so funny to me at first, and then I was like, why, like, where is this stemming from? But it actually makes sense. Anyone with any type of remote medical background, or if you took years and years of biology, you know what I mean. So yeah, you guys, it's crazy, but what they're saying is it makes sense on how the virus is kind of branching off into the different the different variants of the virus, basically, and how it's working with some individuals in their systems. So anyway, yeah, you guys go look that up. I thought it was crazy. It was just so funny to see like Walking Dead on like a real news story. And then they had back in March, there's actually something that one of the news stations, they talked about it, and it was funny, and the guy was like, oh, well, we already covered that story. And I was like, oh, so like zombie stories are just circulating now? It's just the new thing? Yeah. So anyway, I thought that was funny. But in other news, you guys, I have been working very diligently to revamp Deal Me In. And as you may have heard the last episode, everything is going to be brand spanking new. We're going to have a lot more guests on and just a lot of different things to talk about and introduce you all to. So I am really excited for that. I also want to do more of like a summer tour. We're going to do a summer vacation with Deal Me In. It's going to be Deal Me In's first virtual summer vacation. So we are going to visit a few places and learn. I'm going to hit you all with a few facts along one of my episodes, and learn a bit about other countries and just lifestyles and just things that go on outside of the U.S. It was crazy how many people I come in contact with that have not been out of the state, have not been out of the country. So I urge everyone to travel more and explore, even if, start small. If you haven't been out of the state, go to a different part of whatever state you're in, like on the outskirts of the state. You don't even have to leave, but from town to town, it's so different. So you guys should really travel a lot. There's so much to just learn, not even just to say that you went and tried a new meal or whatever. Like, culture is just so different from town to town. So yeah, you guys should definitely experience that. To anyone who's listening who's not done a lot of traveling, or feel like you don't want to, or, you've been in this state for 60 years and you're listening, still travel, get in a car and have your grandkids drive or something. I don't know, but yeah. And so anyway, speaking of crazy news stories, there's something else I heard. I guess this episode is just going to be kind of like, this is a very random episode. If you are new here, this is not how my episodes tend to go. I usually have everything well thought out and planned. There's a clear topic. We clearly get to the point of it sometimes just instantly. So anyway, so this is more freestyle, all right? So you guys are getting to see my personality. Anyway, so yeah. There's another news story, and it was about this company called Starlink, right? And I thought it was funny, but this guy, not really funny, kind of tragic, but this guy was driving, and he has, I guess, Starlink, which is a satellite internet constellation that's being constructed by SpaceX, which provides satellite internet access. So anyway, basically the guy has like this dish, like how like Dish Network has like the big dish that you sit on top of your house or in your yard or wherever. So he has like this little mini dish on the hood of his car, and it's like blocking so much of your sight to the road. So he was pulled over by a cop. Where was this? It was in California. And so the cop pulled him over and questions him like, what is that? Like, do you realize that could be a hazard? You can't, I'm pretty sure you can't see the road. He was like, yeah. He was like, I can see up to a certain point. I just can't see to like make right turns or left turns or whichever one he said. But it's like, all right. So you get pulled over. Let's just break this whole thing down. You get pulled over. You have a dish on your, you don't even know if that's legal or safe. You know it's not because you cannot see. And you just ride around with this, right? So he says that he uses it for work, and it's to get Wi-Fi or internet access. I am just literally confused by the entire story. So, one, you know that you could be pulled over, yet now you are pulled over, and then you admit to the fact that you cannot safely make left or right turn. Less is more. I just think he just really should have just kept his mouth closed. Like, accept your ticket, accept the fact that you were in the wrong. I don't really think that you should have gone into detail about how you know that you are a danger to the road, yet you still insisted on being on the road. Anyway, so that's one. Two, what job do you have? Like, why are you in your car working? I mean, I guess, not to judge, but I mean, I don't know. You're not a Lyft driver. Like, it's not like he was like he literally was like working, like laptop, like working. And he's like, he needed it for work. And so, I don't know. It was very bizarre. So that was one thing. And it's like, yeah, like, why are you driving? Like, if you're working, then, I mean, I would guess, like, remove the dish. Even if, like, I get times are hard. I mean, hey, you have to do what you have to do. I don't know if that's the case, but why do you still have this attached to your hood and you're driving? Like, can it not come off? Is it something like, does anybody have Starlink? If you do, weigh in on this. You guys can send your replies. I thought it was very strange, but needless to say, he got a ticket. So, yeah, if you guys have Starlink and you're riding around with a dish on your car, you better watch out, because chances are that's going to be a really, really expensive ticket. So, yeah. So anyway, so that was that. And we're just streaming across. I mean, there was another, because I love to read, you guys, sometimes. I mean, my son will like scroll through YouTube and whatever else he deems important on his phone, because let's just admit it, this next generation, these kids, I'm talking 10 and under, are like, yeah, they're like glued to their phones and internet. I mean, I take mine away from his, and you have to go outside and be a kid and play with sticks and rocks or whatever. But, no, yeah, when he can, he will scroll all day. So I will scroll with him, little mommy son bonding time, and I will read my news articles like a true old person. You guys do not judge me, but yeah. So I was looking at news articles all day. So I guess, like I said, this is what this episode is here. And there was something about Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin, I'm not an expert in. I don't really know much about it, but when I say I don't know much about it, like, I know about it, but I can't sit and just tell someone why they should, like, do, like, trading. So anyway, so a Bitcoin miner it,